Hello and welcome to this edition of FYI Weekly, your official source for City of Greensboro news and information. The Greensboro Urban Area Metropolitan Planning Organization, or MPO, has released a draft of its program of projects for fiscal year 2026. This is available online for public review and comment until this Saturday, November 8th. The draft details planned transit grants for Greensboro Transit Agency, Piedmont Authority for Regional Transportation, and Guilford County Transportation and Mobility Services. These grants will be applied for during the current federal fiscal year, which ends on September 30th, 2026. A public hearing will take place at 2 p.m. during the MPO's Transportation Advisory Committee virtual meeting on Wednesday, November 12th. Individuals who want to speak must notify staff via email by 5 p.m. on Friday, November 7th. For more information or to request auxiliary aids or interpretive services, contact Tram Truong at 336-373-2903. The Greensboro MPO coordinates transportation planning for much of Guilford County. Burlington, Gibsonville, Whitsett, High Point, and Jamestown fall outside the MPO planning area. The MPO's policy board includes elected officials from Greensboro and Guilford County, along with a member of the North Carolina Board of Transportation. For those with a criminal record who want to re-enter the workforce as part of its Fresh Start initiative, Guilford Works will host an expungement day along with a hiring event. The event is free and will take place on Wednesday, November 12th at the NC Works Career Center located at 607 Idle Street in High Point. The expungement portion will take place from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. The hiring event will be from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Career Center. Employers and Guilford Works staff will be on site to discuss job openings, offer resume tips, and provide next steps. Services include expungement guidance from legal advisors, career readiness support from NC Works staff, and connections to local employers. Attendees should bring a copy of their criminal record. For general information about services and eligibility, visit the city's website. If you plan to drive downtown, various lanes will be closed on the weekdays from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. until Friday, December 5th. This is due to resurfacing work related to the Green Street Streetscape project. Plan for closures of various lanes, intersections, and parking spaces in the following areas: Green Street from Belmead Street to West Washington Street, West Friendly Avenue from North Elm Street to Commerce Place, and West Market Street from North Elm Street to John Wesley Way. Motorists should expect delays near the work zones and plan to use alternate routes. Work schedules depend on weather conditions and material or equipment availability. To learn more about lane and road closures and subscribe to receive email notifications about upcoming work on city streets, visit the city's website. One way to stay informed about decisions that impact you and our city is by attending or tuning in to City Council meetings at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesday of the month. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for a meeting as needed. These City Council meetings take place in the Katie Dorsett Council Chamber on Level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building, located at 300 West Washington Street. The public is allowed in person, but only in a limited capacity. Those who choose not to be in the building can participate virtually. The Greensboro City Council meetings are broadcast right here on GTN. The meetings are also streamed live on the city's website and on Cablecast. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. The North Carolina Association of Workforce Development Boards work collectively to plan, coordinate, oversee, and deliver workforce solutions through the North Carolina Work System. Coming up after the break, we'll introduce you to the president of the association. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. Helping more people and businesses gain access to programs and services that make North Carolina one of the most skilled, productive, and motivated workforce systems in the nation is the goal of today's guest. Joining me now to explain how this goal is accomplished is Jeff Frederick. He is the president of the North Carolina Association of Workforce Development Boards. Hello, Jeff. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, let's start, for those who aren't familiar, tell us about your role and how does it impact from a state and local workforce development perspective. How does it impact those initiatives?
Yeah, so in my role as president of the North Carolina Association of Workforce Boards, primarily my role is to represent the interests of all of our local workforce boards as a collective. There are 20 boards across the state, and they all have, they take on different characteristics. Some are rural, some are more urban and metro. And so as policy is introduced to our ecosystem, you know, our largest role as an association is to be an advocate for our boards in the setting of that policy, in the dissemination of that policy, and in the execution of the strategy. And then as an advisor to those boards to help them understand what are the most effective ways, what have we learned over time that works in communities, and what strategies are we hearing from our ecosystem that makes sense for your board, your area, your leadership, and that sort of thing. And so our role is to help bring all of that information and intelligence together to help them formulate good strategies and make for good workforce policy in our local communities.
Wow, that's a big task considering you've got 20 of these different boards and different shapes, different models, and as you're saying, different needs. So that's a lot of heavy lifting. And how does the association support the workforce development boards when policy changes happen in the legislature?
So primarily as a translator, you know, as policy comes down from those decision makers, it means one thing to our job seeker community. It means something different to our employer community. You know, there are other stakeholders and interests involved in that policy and how it rolls out across the state. And so another one of our roles is just to help each one of those interests understand what their role is in all of that. Sure. And then how do we bring all of the different constituents together, again, to affect those decisions that are coming down from Raleigh or that come down from Washington, D.C. We work really hard to help our boards and all of the folks associated understand those things and then set and make good policy and strategy based on that.
Okay. And what would you say is the function of the local workforce development board and who are considered key stakeholders?
Yeah, so there are a number of stakeholders where it concerns local workforce boards. I mean, their role is to basically bring opportunity to job seekers. And those opportunities are provided by job providers or employers or other interests to make sure that as that opportunity is cultivated in the community, that all of the folks that need to be involved, our education system, our policymakers, our community leaders, right, all of those folks are involved in determining, do we have the right things in place to deliver to that employer the workforce that they need, but to also make sure that those opportunities are easily accessible to all of our community. And so there are a number of things that go into that. If we got a bit granular on those things, I know we won't do that here today, but the role of the workforce board is to help bring all of that together so that it works for everybody involved.
Fantastic. Now, we do have a lot of employer-related events taking place in the Piedmont Triad. As an executive board member of the Guilford County Workforce Development Board and also as a business leader, how do these new economic development activities influence the work of the local board?
Yeah, they influence the work a great deal. I mean, no employer decides to invest in a local area or any geography for that matter without understanding, does that area have the ability to cultivate a workforce for them, right? They have work for people to do. And so as we think about all those things, as all of that investment is occurring, you know, the workforce board is charged with, you know, is our education system, you know, are their curriculums developed to the place that they're going to be able to train or develop, you know, a workforce? Is our policy, our infrastructure, do we have those things in place to support that investment? are there other things that are required in the ecosystem to ensure that at the end of the day, those employers that have made those investments, do they have what they need to get their work done, right? And in turn, that really moves in our economy, right? Because, as we, help folks do that work, as we cultivate that workforce, they earn money, that money turns in our economy and it drives other things. And so, when it works well, it's wonderful to see. And it's, there's always opportunity associated with all of the work that's happening. And when you see it all come together and people are able to thrive based on all that opportunity, it's a good feeling.
Excellent. And before we go, how can non-board members engage, advocate, and support the overall objective of the association and the workforce development boards?
At a basic level, I think, non-board members just be aware, understand what a workforce board does, what it means to the community, how they can impact folks that are around them that may be seeking employment or may not even understand how to go about it. I think having a general awareness is always a foundational principle in terms of what people can do. And then as they become more aware and they further educate themselves on what is involved, what does economic development mean? What does workforce development mean? What does opportunity and equity and all of those things, as they learn about all of those things that are involved, how do they engage, right? How do they make sure that those around them are understanding? I think employers can ensure that the opportunities that they have, helping folks understand that they can better engage by working with their local workforce development system in terms of policymakers and other things. I think the community at large, people that aren't an intricate part of the workforce system, I think they can help those policymakers understand this is the impact that workforce boards have. These are the things that happen in our system as you make decisions about investments, decisions about other things. Please understand that these are the impacts that it has, and as you make that decision, be wise about those decisions.
Exactly. Well, Jeff, thank you for educating us about the North Carolina Association of Workforce Development Boards. Do come back anytime and keep us updated on things that are happening and the important work that you do.
Thank you. I appreciate being here.
Absolutely. Thank you. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight. But first, prepare to mark your calendars for the places to go and things to do on the town.
I'm Dave, and here's some special events happening this week on the town. It's the kickoff to the holiday season in the South. Don't miss Holiday Market, the Triad's complete holiday experience. Find foods and fashions, gifts that glitter, music and magic, everything to make your holidays bright. This exciting Christmas extravaganza features specialty gift stores, fashion jewelry, clothing, specialty foods, holiday decorations, home accessories and decor, food and wine sampling, and of course, Santa. Find tickets at gsocomplex.com. The Il Divo by Candlelight Tour stops at the Tanger Center November 7th for a night of classical crossover excellence. This quartet, known for blending modern and classical music, takes audiences on a journey through 2 decades of romance, heartache, and joy in what promises to be an unforgettable evening. Get tickets online at tangercenter.com. Don't let your tech be a pain in the neck. Come to the Vance Chavis Branch Library November 8th as members of the Aggies in Technology Club, answer all of your burning questions, and provide a reboot rescue of your tech troubles. Space is limited, so call the library to schedule your session. Learn more about this free event at greensborolibrary.org. The Greensboro Big Band's fall performance is November 9th at the Van Dyke Performance Space in the Greensboro Cultural Center. Enjoy traditional jazz and swing favorites, and dancing is encouraged. This is a free event, but donations will be accepted to support the City Ensemble Concert Series. Learn more at greensboro-nc.gov. Stay tuned to FYI Weekly for more happenings on the town.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has more than 20 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. The Housing and Neighborhood Development Department's annual report is available online. The report highlights a summary of programs initiated to address Greensboro's need for attainable, supportive housing. Featured stories include partnering with the Servant Center on acquisition of the Holden Heights building in South Greensboro to assist veterans transitioning out of homelessness. The continued efforts of the Road to 10,000 initiative, which aims to add 10,000 housing units by 2030. The advancement of racial equity and homeownership through projects such as the analysis of impediments to Fair Housing Choice report. The Housing and Neighborhood Development Department is a catalyst for neighborhood revitalization and the development and implementation of diverse housing programs, improving the lives of Greensboro residents. Department staff focuses on creating vibrant, diverse neighborhoods through the delivery of housing services and fiscal planning and administration. For more information and to read the annual report, visit the city's website. Coming up after the break is our Way to Go GSO shout out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO shout out. This week's shout out goes to the city's Office for Arts and Culture. Creative Greensboro invites the public to celebrate the restoration of a cherished mural on the Church Street overpass. The nearly 10-year-old artwork was removed during recent structural repairs, but thanks to a partnership with original artist Randall Kane and the Fisher Park community, the mural has been fully restored. Jocelyn Boone, Chief Creative Economy Officer, said maintenance and restoration are essential to preserving the city's public art collection. We're proud to support this renewal, which is not only brightens the underpass, but also enhances safety in the area. To commemorate the renewal, Creative Greensboro hosted a public event at the newly repainted Daffodil mural on the Murrow Boulevard overpass located on North Church Street. Creative Greensboro was founded in 2019 to provide support for, ensure access to, and drive awareness of Greensboro's creative community. Through a range of programs, services, and partnerships, Creative Greensboro supports the development of a vibrant city. For more information, visit the city's website. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, and Instagram. Alexa users can subscribe to our 5-minute flash briefings, which airs on 90.1 FM, 100.7 FM, and 90.5 FM. Be sure to download both weekly podcasts, Talk City Greensboro and Talk City in Espanol. Plus, GTN is streaming on Cablecast. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.